Pullman Washington Martin Stadium, home to the Washington State Cougars. As we'll see, a playoff team from last year, the Washington Huskies, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Washington State Cougars. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Washington will kick off as this one gets started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Washington State Cougars offense will start this game off. Washington, as it so often has over the years, dominated the last time they saw the Cougs.
That was a statement win for Washington. We now play in the Big Ten. Washington State, you do not. And they wanted to put everybody on notice. They blew out the Cougars.
And that's just not fun if you're a Washington State fan. You've seen Washington win this over and over again. They go to a bigger and better conference. You're left behind. You at least want to get the apple. Last year you didn't. This year you got a bite at the apple.
Finds his tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
The give to the back. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? Washington State going quickly. Looking for a man. It's Dickens. He hurls one deep down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. They bring the punter onto the field now. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. He's got it. He gets a block. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. So the Washington Huskies offense will take the field for the first time. They got an incredibly efficient performance from this guy last time out. Now, Jesse, it's about making that a consistent thing.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing watching that tape back from his last game was the ball never touched the ground, David. It was amazing. It wasn't that he was so accurate throwing the ball deep down the field. It's just that the ball was always going to the open guy. He did a really good job checking it down, taking the profit when it wasn't open downfield. That kept the offense on schedule. That's really important for this offense.
And when you're watching it as a defensive player and coming this football game, man, you know this is going to be a challenge. I better get pressure on this guy. If I let him feel comfortable, you'll see another day like last week. I mean, that dude was accurate. Almost every ball was caught. They were in rhythm. They're going to have to find some creative ways to get him off his spots and make him feel uncomfortable.
Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the tight end. Put it where only his man could get it and gave him enough room to get the foot down. Last couple of plays, the offense seems to be just one step ahead, David.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to do something to disrupt the timing, the rhythm. I got to do something that they're not expecting because right now they got the run and they got the pass working. So this defense, they're going to have to find something new to kind of...
Oh, he's got some room headed to the goal line. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Gives it on the option. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
All the way out to the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 15. The Cougars racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And how about that? Right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the line of scrimmage for some tempo.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Caught over the middle. It's Jones. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. Back to throw, it's Dickens. Got him downfield. He was working his way toward that goal. Stop him at the 2 after the big play up top. And the Cougars will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. They'll run the option. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Now 3rd and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. Touchdown, Cougar! Quick strike through the air for the score. Extra point here will tie the game.
3rd and goal situation, and as a quarterback, you're thinking, I got to find Mr. Dependable. Who is that? It's always the tight end. He does a nice job on the route. He's a really big target. That was a smart decision by the quarterback, and it ends up being a touchdown.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Makes a grab for a big play. The sophomore making a big play and hauling in that pass.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at him. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up.
Well, this offense has shown you it doesn't take a lot of time for them to generate explosive plays through the air. Big completion on the previous play. They take another shot and hit it, and they've
got some room, headed to the goal line, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Washington.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score. Already down 14-7. Off the play fake on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Jones. They finally... And what a play there to pick up the 1st down.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Fires to the tight end. They stop him just a link or 2 short of the 1st, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find the rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate, easy throw. And you can tell that these 2 guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here.
Wazoo headed to the line with another 1st down. They'll go to the ground. Hard running there. Moves it forward just a bit, a pickup of 1 to the 35. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. A continual subplot since these 2 first squared off in 1900. is Washington State trying to prove it deserves the same respect and status as UW.
I think oftentimes the great rivalries out west are forgotten in college football. This game between Washington and Washington State is absolutely fantastic, and I'm so happy that with conference realignment, they were able to keep this game on the schedule because it is always fun to watch.
It is fun, and it's for the Apple Cup. And here's the cool thing. These teams, they're not the same conference anymore. They used to be for years. But this rivalry still lives because it still matters to the Washington and Washington State fans.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. To the air, it's Dickens. Snagged out of the air. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
And they get to the quarterback and get the sack. That's a big emphasis for this defense. They saw a week ago, this offense gave up 3 sacks. They need to get to him early and often and create some indecision. Nice job getting a sack early in this football.
So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They're off to a really strong start and operating with a 14-10 lead. Got the back over the middle. No chance to run, but they still move it forward.
I love early in the game getting my quarterback in a rhythm. Coming out, short passes, easy completions. Now we're getting in a good spot.
The Huskies can really attack on this 2nd and short. Leaves it with the running back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Complete with conviction on the crosser. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. So first down here as they go back to work. Might be calling a hot route. To the air on first down. Here's the pressure. Swings it out to the flat. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
Washington has a lot of things working, set up with another first down. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
Washington comes to the line with a 1st and goal. He wants to throw it. Touchdown, Huskies! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
And they cap off the drive with a touchdown, throwing the football. In the last play, they got the explosive. They get right back to the line of scrimmage and dial up another one. Great work by the quarterback and his target being on the same page. These last 2 plays, throwing the football, man, it doesn't get any better than that.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you've just simply got to make them.
Dropping back, it's Dickens. Using the quick game. He works his way up to the 33 and is pushed out of bounds. Washington State lines up quickly. They'll move the wide receiver. On 30 short, they'll go to the power running game. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
Great job by the offense, understanding where the sticks are. And look, they got the first down, and they're like, all right, let's crank this tempo up now. We got first down. Let's go fast.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
They're going to run it. Can't get him to the ground. And not much doing there. Offense runs him out of bounds.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run all.
Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. Washington State sends the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. And Washington is off play action on first down. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection. Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Back to pass. Strike downfield. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
Really nice looking pinpoint throw there. And when I think back to Husky QBs, you think about Warren Moon, you think about Mark Brunell, the Heward brothers. What about Jake Browning? All made really good decisions. This guy, he's got a lot of arm talent, but he's also very smart.
Wants to go up top on first down. Makes the grab. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, this offense has come out slinging the pill. They are throwing it. They are trying to be aggressive. We're only in the second quarter, guys. Already, this guy has over 200 yards passing.
It's complete. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening first and goal from the 9. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. They'll run it on first and goal. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Huskies! No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. And with the extra point, they're on top by 18.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. They're down 28-10, and I don't think it's exaggerating to say their chance of winning this football game probably rides on this drive. To the air, it's Dickens. Oh, they're after him. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Now the play fake. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
The great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line, a loss of 1. Washington State sends out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Here's the return. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. We're at the 2-minute timeout. Built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. They take over late and they have enough time to put together a drive. Wants to throw on first down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting to throw going his way, and they put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Catch in the middle, it's Kingsbury. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Makes the catch, it's Kingsbury. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
Got his man quickly. Good throwing catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field. Stringing first downs together like this.
Touchdown, Washington! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. The kick is up and good and put 1 more on the lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. North Carolina overcame a sloppy start and just put the finishing touches on a notable road win. And to pick yourself up and dust yourself off away from Chapel Hill, these Tar Heels got to be thrilled with this result. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. He wants to change this route. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Unloads to the wideout. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Huskies.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And giving up 3 sacks a week ago. Now you've already given up 4 sacks. They got to find a way to protect their quarterback. Give him a little bit more time.
This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. That's caught. It's Jamison. Washington State going quickly. Looking for a man. It's Dickens. Right down the middle. Wide open downfield. And he gets it done on third down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Cougars have it with a 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Bringing the heat. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
This offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Washington State will have to boot it away. He's getting plenty of work. 4th time we've seen this guy punt it today. Just needs a crack to get a return. He'll get it out to about the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll mark him down. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
Just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And he makes the catch inside the 15.
Caught by the receiver. Brought down on the play at the 11-yard line. And that's a first down.
We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Touchdown, Washington! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Washington, number 4, with the catch in the end zone.
And I love this offense, man. Staying aggressive. Just because you got the lead, you know people can score points in bunches. This offense keeps the foot on the accelerator, scores again on the final play. Now this offense has even more of a cushion going into halftime.
That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. Washington State ready to boot it away to start the 3rd quarter. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Let's see if they can keep that first half momentum rolling. Catch in the middle, it's Kingsbury. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding, I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
The give. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Rushes on him. They get to him as he throws.
Yeah, and this defense hadn't had a lot of success. This offense has been doing what it wants at will. Finally getting to the QB, finally getting some pressure, finally getting a big hit on him. That'll pay.
The offense changing the play. Second down, he'll throw it. This time he's got his man. At the 35, he's loose. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack.
Well, these two have been absolutely unstoppable in this game, and it just feels like every time this guy drops back to throw, he's throwing it to one guy and one guy only. The defense cannot stop him. He has been a matchup nightmare all game long.
Oh, he had it right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defense.